going on, LG fan? Welcome back to another video on the channel. My name is Jet, and today we are reviewing Parasyte the Grey, the live-action adaptation of Parasyte the Maximum from Netflix. If you are new to this channel, whenever we review something, we always do a spoiler-free, just really quick introduction of what we thought of it and give it a quick rating. And then after that, we'll get into the spoiler side of things. So I'm going to keep that same formula going here. Damn. If I had to rate this out of 5 stars, I'm probably going to give it 4. I'm the only one that's seen it out of my group. And maybe when somebody else has seen it that has also seen the anime, I don't think any of them have read the manga, but for sure they've seen the anime. Whenever I talk to them, maybe I could be talking to a 5 if any of them feel that way. But I thought that this was a damn good adaptation. And it's kind of funny because I had to kind of learn this, but I feel like just a lot of the anime community just doesn't they don't view anime live actions this way. Or matter of fact, let me stop there. This is just things in general. Because a lot of people have problems with live action adaptations because they're not faithful to the source material, or they change certain things. And if the Avatar live action taught me anything, or no, if the One Piece and the Avatar live action have taught me anything, if that change is done with love and care, and the people that are behind it actually give a damn, and it's a positive change to where it's not changing the core of a character or the core of a plot point or something like that. Changes to stories that are live actions or anything like that in general are not bad. I was guilty of it too, but as a community, we have to stop with that narrative, because if they're just gonna tell the same story as the anime or the manga, then what is the point? Just to see it with humans, IRL, no, it's dumb. We should get a different side of the story. The same story essentially, but different. And that, I feel like Parasyte the Grey executed that perfectly to a T. And yeah, I'm at 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said, if somebody gave it a 5, I would not be opposed to it. We can have that conversation. If you watch this video, we can have that conversation in the comments. I'll reply. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So that's going to go ahead and do it for the spoiler-free section of this video. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. So stop watching. Like this video, actually, so you can come back to it and resume with what I have to say. So, spoiler warning from here on out. I am really tempted to jump to the final scene of this. But I'm not. Okay, so this is only 6 episodes. And if you have seen an LFG review at all, because a lot of the things that we reviewed, a lot of the things that we have reviewed for whatever reason have been Disney properties, Disney Plus properties. And if you are familiar with Disney Plus, Marvel, to be more specific, they love 6 episode formats. I don't know. And so with this, I wasn't necessarily worried too much about that, just because the Parasyte anime is, I believe, only 25 episodes or something like that. So 6-hour-long episodes is not, when you're comparing it to anime of 25 episodes, it's there, you know what I'm saying? I know you can see what I'm saying, it's equal in a way. But Marvel, they like to turn a whole comic run into 6 episodes, and it's just it's not enough time to flesh out characters, develop the plot. It's just not enough. Here it worked, and like I said, it's a little different when it's 25 episodes, but still it worked. And I didn't watch it in Japanese or Korean, because this is a Korean show. But maybe there's Japanese voiceover. But I just hit play, and the English dub was playing. And For me, the English dub was spotty in quite a few areas. Um, but I would say it was about 70-30, maybe 60, maybe 60-40 of the dub working for me, being that 60%. I really didn't have a problem too much, or at least enough to make me stop watching. Because honestly, I'm one of those people that is when it's like a Korean show, like it's kind of hard for me to get into it. Just because like I don't know, like it's just hard for me to pay attention, and that's that's on me. It's not on like any actor that I watch or anything. Um, but yeah, the English dub. There's gonna be people that if they watch it like that, they're gonna be like it was bad. But it was good enough for me to stay engaged and to keep watching, and that's saying a lot because usually I'll just turn it off. Like I won't even get far enough. Um, but starting with the first episode, I'm not gonna go like episode by episode, but I did want to talk about the first episode because when it comes to shows, that first episode is really important, like to grab the attention of the watcher and to keep them engaged. And that first episode, man, that first scene really with the EDM concert, man, that I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the action in this live action adaptation was dope. And the camera work, like it had like that, like it was like a shaky kind of thing, but like it worked. It worked great. Every action scene in this, I was like glued to the screen. Like it worked great for me. And so it started with that EDM concert, like that first thing. He was just slashing and just the camera work they were doing with it. Like it worked for me. I loved every action set in this show. Going on with the first episode, I thought it set the tone really well. It understood the plot of Parasyte. Like you could tell that whoever like made this was a fan of either the anime or the manga because it was handled with such care in detail and the finer things. I it introduced all the major players in this show, and you understood what their assignment was going to be towards the plot, and it all made sense. And another big thing for me that I talk about a lot of the times whenever LFG reviews a live action adaptation, and I did this with Avatar, I did this with One Piece, but the question that I always have is how long is it going to take me for it to feel like the anime or the manga? Just for reference, One Piece, for anybody that's seen it, I felt like I was watching One Piece right around. Ooh. Damn. I actually was gonna say, but I don't really remember. It was kind of midway though. It was kind of like midway towards the story. I want to say like episode 4 or 5. That's what I was thinking in my head, like the episode number. But it was around halfway. So that took a little while. Avatar was fast. Avatar might have been that first or second scene when Zuko pulls up on Katara and Sokka. I was already invested. Like I felt like, okay, I'm watching Avatar. Like this feels like the OG show. And so with this, that first scene, the EDM concert, it felt like Parasyte because it looked like Parasyte. Like, cause we did the whole trailer reaction to it, and I was kind of iffy at first with the CGI because it looked a little wonky to me. We had people in the comments saying like it looked fine to them, and I'm not gonna, I feel like CGI is subjective because like sometimes people would be like the CGI was so bad, and I'd be like, really? I really didn't bother me. But the CGI, I thought for what they had to animate, because the parasites, whenever they take over to their host or whatever, they split out into like this tentacle thing, and I kind of figured like it's gonna be kind of hard to bring that to life. But I felt like it looked really good. I didn't have any issues with it. So yeah, the first episode, it really did a good job in laying the groundwork, and you got an idea of what the 6 episode format was going to be. Like, you could see the plot and you could see to the finish line. To talk about, because this was another really big thing for me going into Parasyte the Grey, was the main character. Now, for me, the two biggest things of why Parasyte, the Maxim, is a 10 out of 10 anime for me was, one, the story. I thought it was a perfect story from beginning to end, and how it wrapped in that whole last episode, and the lesson that you learn and the lesson that it's giving. I just thought it was like that. It's peak fiction. Like, it was great to me. Like, I had no issues. So it was that, and it was the main character, Shinichi, and his partnership, his friendship with Migi. I fell in love with both of those characters over the course of the show, and by the end of it, like, that was the top 5 duo in my mind. Like, I loved it. And so that was going to be a big thing, because when I found out that, it's not the same Parasyte that we're used to. It's a different story for the most part. Actually, for the most part. I was just interested to see, like, if I was going to get like that same feeling. And unfortunately, I did not. I thought Suyin, I believe that's her name. I thought Suyin was great. I thought her acting ability, from being herself to being Heidi, it was great. Like, I believed it. I just don't think that, I just don't know if the chemistry was there for me. Not to say it was bad, but I just, maybe it was my expectations from Shinichi and Migi that, like, kind of, like, I was looking at it with a different lens, and I just wanted a little more from them to, like, be like, okay, they're the duo. And you don't really get that. Like, they help each other, but it's not like a friendship, I would say, in my opinion. See, that was a little disappointing, but I loved her performance. It was great. And I'm just looking over the cast, and I didn't really have a problem with anything. The female police officer was probably my favorite performance. I was kind of, I didn't know about her in the beginning, when she was given like that when she was given that speech in front of the other officers about, like, not the speech, but like the breakdown of the parasites and everything. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like her character. But once they unveiled her backstory and why she's doing what she's doing and why she's so passionate about it, I believed her as a character. Or not believed her as a character, but I liked her as a character. She was pissing me off a little bit when she was not believing anything, but I guess she was just doing her job. The story, to me, obviously, while not as fleshed out as the anime, for 6 episodes, 6-hour-long episode, like, I felt like it exceeded my expectations of what it was gonna be. I thought the action was great. I thought the story was great. No characters really did any, like, super dumb decisions, because the world of Parasyte is crazy, man. Like, you don't know who to believe. You don't know who's a parasite. Like, us as the viewer can, like, tell, because they're acting, like, a little different. But that was another aspect of the show that I really liked. Like, that was another part of the show being handled with care, because the people that were being taken over by parasites, it wasn't just like, oh, they're taken over by parasites, so they're still acting different. Like, no, like, it's their whole, like, their mannerisms, the way they're talking, how they're like, all of that is just, it's different. Like, they're not the same person anymore. And so I really like that touch, because I feel like that could have been easy to, like, mess up, just because we've seen animes not be handled with care, or live action animes not be handled with care. I can't hold back anymore, man. I gotta get to it. The Shinichi cameo. Um, I had this a little spoiled for me. Um, I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but I knew that Shinichi was in it some way, somehow, I guess. Or he's at least mentioned or something. Um, and it I don't know if it was because I was spoiled, but it didn't really like do anything for me. To be honest, it felt kind of out of place. Um, I guess it was cool, but yeah, I don't know. Like, is this has to be after the anime, but it's its own story. I don't know. Somebody in the comments who's smarter than me, let me know. Like I said, it was cool to see him, but I don't know. But yeah, there were good twists and turns, like when Suin kind of when they captured her and put the helmet on. I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. When they killed the detective, I was like, damn, that's crazy. When they were switching hosts mid battle, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, there were good twists and turns. It's only 6 episodes, so you never feel like, damn, I got this much left to go. And I don't know if Shinichi being at the end is like they're leaving room for a season 2, maybe. I don't know. Like, honestly, like, Parasyte is a beautiful anime, and it ended in a perfect way. But it could have kept going. They could have milked it, I guess. So props to them for that. But I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to a season 2. Like, I would watch it. Like, I'm bought into Sween and Heidi. Like, it's like it's cool. They're just not Sneechy and Migi for me. But yeah, man, I loved it. I had a good time with it. I do recommend it. 1 season, 6 episodes, an hour long each. Real smooth watch, really enjoyable. Some good acting performances. A really well done and faithful, but different in a good way, adaptation to Parasyte. And if you're gonna do to the mangakas and whoever's giving their or whoever's making animes and mangas, if you're gonna do a live action, give it to Netflix. Like, they got the formula for this shit, man. But yeah, man, that's gonna go ahead and do it for the video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment what you thought of Parasyte the Gray. What do you think of Netflix's live action run right now? Comment everything down below. Yeah, man, I had a really good time with it. So let's go ahead and do it. This is LFG, and I'm Jet. Catch you on the next one.